15 Things You Didn't Know About Piers Morgan. Welcome to Alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get informed. Hello Aluxers, and welcome to another exciting original video presented by Alux.com. Today we're revealing some interesting and surprising facts about controversial journalist and television personality Piers Morgan. Piers Morgan was born March 30th, 1965 in Sussex, England. He was born to Piers O'Meara, but decided to take on his stepfather's last name when his mother remarried. He started his journalism career by working for a string of tabloids, including News of the World, The Sun, and the Daily Mirror. He was then appointed to the editor of the News of the World paper in 1994, followed by a nearly 10-year run as editor of the Daily Mirror, before scandal resulted in his firing. From 2011 to 2014, he became the host of Piers Morgan Live on CNN, taking over from Larry King, who had retired. This led to other TV appearances, including acting as a judge in America's Got Talent and Britain's Got Talent, and as a contestant on Celebrity Apprentice. Since 2015, he's been one of the hosts of the show Good Morning Britain. He's also written 8 books and hosted a variety of shows, including Piers Morgan's Life Stories, The Dark Side of Fame with Piers Morgan, and Killer Women with Piers Morgan. Morgan's career has been surrounded with controversy, and he's unapologetically opinionated and quick to start a feud. But there's no doubt that he's been successful in his career. If you're new here, welcome. Be sure to subscribe and follow us on Instagram at Alux. All opinions aside, we're inspired by his ambition, resiliency, influence, and strong voice. So let's take a closer look at this British celebrity with the 15 things you didn't know about Piers Morgan. Number 1. As a child, he wanted to be Britain's most talked about journalist. Piers remembers some difficulties in his childhood, as his parents didn't have much money and his classmates gave him a cruel nickname, Piss Puke Moron, after his full name of Piers Puke Morgan. However, Piers can't remember a time when he was anything but bullishly confident, in his words. Even as a child, he set the goal of being Britain's most talked about journalist, and we have to say, he made it happen. Number 2. He became the editor of a British national newspaper at the age of 28. In 1994, Rupert Murdoch became impressed enough with Morgan's talent to promote him to the position of editor of the News of the World newspaper at the age of 28. This made him the youngest editor in a British national newspaper in more than 50 years. He left the newspaper the following year to become the editor of the Daily Mirror. Number 3. He broke 5 ribs falling off a Segway. In 2013, John Oliver, who was acting as a host of The Daily Show, offered $10,000 to anyone who had video proof of Piers Morgan falling off a Segway while in California. The following night, Piers took some time on Piers Morgan Live to address the offer and show the video of himself falling off the Segway. The video was from 2007 and shows Morgan falling backwards off the Segway, breaking 5 ribs and collapsing a lung in the process. He then demanded Oliver pay him the $10,000 fee, but it doesn't appear that he ever got the money. Piers received further criticism from a comment he made in 2003 when U.S. President George W. Bush fell off a Segway, saying, "You'd have to be an idiot to fall off, wouldn't you, Mr. President?" Number 4. He got a lucky break because of Simon Cowell's contract with American Idol. Piers has said that he was on the verge of a midlife crisis when Simon offered him a judging spot on America's Got Talent in 2006, when Piers was 39. Simon was going to do the show himself, but had to back out due to the conditions of his American Idol contract. Piers said this gave him a new lease on life, as he was considering going into early retirement before given this opportunity. This introduced him to the world of television and led to several future television opportunities. Number 5. His net worth is $20 million. Although Morgan's net worth took a hit in 2008 when he got divorced, he still has a comfortable amount of wealth with a net worth of around $20 million. In the past, he received $2 million for his Piers Morgan Live stories, with $2 million as a judge on Britain's Got Talent and $7 million per year for his Piers Morgan Live show on CNN. He makes about $1.5 million a year as the co-host of Good Morning Britain, and his total yearly income is around $2 million. Number 6. He was investigated for insider trading. In 2000, while he was the editor of The Mirror, he bought about $95,000 worth of shares in the computer company Viglin. The problem with this is that he made the purchase, completely emptying his bank account and buying additional shares in his wife's name too, right before he published an article written by two of his columnists declaring that Vigeland was a good buy. The Press Complaints Commission found he had breached the code of conduct on financial journalism, but he kept his job while the two columnists were fired. Number 7. He was responsible for the Abu Ghraib torture scandal. In 2004, under his direction, the Daily Mirror published photos of Iraqi prisoners who were allegedly horribly tortured by British Army soldiers from the Queen's Lancashire Regiment. Within days, the pictures were called out as obvious fakes, and the Mirror was forced to print a retraction with the headline, "Sorry, we were hoaxed." While the paper itself owned up to the error, Piers never did. He refused to admit that the pictures were fake and was immediately fired in May of 2004 after refusing to apologize to the parent company, Trinity Mirror. Number 8. He is linked with illegal phone hacking allegations. In 2014, the Mirror admitted that some of the articles published during Piers Morgan's tenure as editor contained information obtained through the illegal means of phone hacking, including the unlawful interception of voicemails. Piers has denied having any knowledge of the activities, but was interrogated by the police multiple times, and he continues to be surrounded by suspicion. More than 10 settlements have already been paid to phone hacking victims, including actor Hugh Grant, who donated his 6-figure settlement to an anti-hacking organization. Number 9. His favorite car is the Aston Martin Rapide. Morgan once said he doesn't drive reasonably priced cars, only very expensive cars, and it seems he sticks to his British roots, as his favorite marquee seems to be Aston Martin. His favorite car among his collection is the Aston Martin Rapide, which is a base price of $200,000. It has a V12 engine that produces 470 horsepower and a top speed of 188 miles per hour. Number 10. He lives in a $5.5 million mansion in one of the richest neighborhoods in London. In 2009, Piers bought a 5-bedroom mansion from his father-in-law, George Walden, who is a former member of Parliament. He paid about $5.5 million for the home, which is situated in Kensington, one of the richest neighborhoods in London. The average price for a home in the neighborhood is $2.5 million, with the highest priced home being $42.5 million. Madonna, who Piers has an ongoing feud with, also lives in the neighborhood, and he also owns a home in Beverly Hills as well. For much more info on the city he calls home, click in the upper right-hand corner to watch our video, 15 Things You Didn't Know About London. Number 11. He's banned multiple celebrities from his shows. It seems Piers is always in a feud with somebody, and some are more long-lasting than others. He's banned a number of celebrities from appearing on his shows. Among them is Madonna, who he says he's felt slighted by for many years, and he also claims her publicist lied to him. He also banned Kelsey Grammer, who backed out of a show last minute when he found out he would be asked about his ex-wife Camille. In May 2011, he took to Twitter to announce, "Hugh Grant is now banned in perpetuity from Piers Tonight and anything else I ever do." He also called him a tedious little man, though I imagine some might say the same about him. Number 12. He is friends with Donald Trump, but wouldn't have voted for him. Piers became friends with Donald Trump when he won the U.S. celebrity version of The Apprentice in 2008. Piers predicted that Trump would win the presidency in 2015, long before this seemed possible to most people. Although he considers Trump a close, personal friend, he says he never would have voted for him since they disagree on too many issues. Number 13. He's named after a race car driver, Piers Courage. Piers' mother decided to name him after Piers Courage, charismatic race car driver and heir to the Courage brewing dynasty. Courage tragically died in 1970 at the age of 28 in a car crash at the Dutch Grand Prix. Piers is now friends with some of the family members of his namesake, and he collects Piers Courage memorabilia. Number 14. He has a life-size cutout of Kim Kardashian in his man cave. Piers has said that his number one safe haven is his man cave in his Beverly Hills home. He claims this man cave is filled with enough fine wine and Jack Daniels to even make Johnny Depp happy. In addition to the alcohol, he says he has a life-sized autographed cutout of Kim Kardashian. Kim gave him the cardboard cutout after he interviewed her for a television show. She wrote, "Thanks for taking it easy on us," across the 5'3" cutout version of herself. Number 15. He quit Good Morning Britain in 2017 because of the early start time. There's been some speculation about Morgan's future as a host on Good Morning Britain, mostly because he takes weeks off at a time to work on other projects or go on vacation. He actually quit the show in the summer of 2017 because he said the 4 a.m. start times were killing him. He was eventually convinced to come back when he was able to renegotiate his contract so he could come in at 5:30 instead. Piers said only the women need to get to the studio at 4 because it takes them so much longer in hair and makeup, while he can get ready in 5 minutes. But with Piers announcing he'll be taking another few weeks off in April of 2018, his long-term future at the program seems a bit unsure. Now that you've learned some more about Piers Morgan, we'd like to know, do you think Piers' days of television fame are numbered, or do you think this is just the beginning for him? Let us know what you think in the comments. Still here? Here's a bonus fact to thank you for sticking around. Number 16. He was only paid $25,000 to appear on Celebrity Apprentice. Piers won the first season of U.S. Celebrity Apprentice in 2008 by raising the most money for his charity, the Intrepid Fallen Heroes Fund. He raised a total of $754,300, which was $322,000 more than all other contestants raised combined. However, he was only paid about $25,000 for appearing on the show. Thank you for spending some time with us, A-Luxers. Make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss another video. We also handpicked these videos, which we recommend you watch next. Thank you for being an A-Luxer, and we'll see you back tomorrow.